All right, how y'all doing this morning? I am here to give you a analysis and prediction concerning the game this weekend against Oregon and Colorado. What will happen and why will it happen in this game between Oregon and Colorado? I've been hearing a lot about Oregon and how good they are. There has been a lot of hype concerning the strength of this Oregon team. And so, what you must do as a football fan is not get caught up in the hype, because the hype is not objective. It is merely a subjective and emotional response to what you want to see happen. So, based on what I've been hearing about Oregon, you would think that they are a very powerful team, as powerful as the Alabama team that won back-to-back national championships when they had these 300, 400-pound linemen and these running backs that was 220, 240 pounds running a 4.2, 4.3 100-yard dash, Heisman Trophy winners all over the place. That's the hype that I have been listening to concerning how good Oregon is. And so I had a lot of anxiety about Colorado playing Oregon based upon what I've been hearing. And so understanding that someone's strength is dependent upon and contingent upon your ignorance, I was not satisfied with this anxiety, because this anxiety was caused by my lack of knowledge concerning how good of a team Oregon is, because I had not seen Oregon play a football game this year. I've heard that they are ranked in the top 10, and I have knowledge of this Oregon team in the past. And from what I saw in the past concerning how good Oregon is, we're a pretty good team in the past. But I can't use the past to make a judgment about the team's current strength. So, to eliminate this anxiety and lack of knowledge, there was only one thing I could do to make an independent judgment about how good Oregon really is and how good of a threat they are going to be to Colorado. I needed to go and get some knowledge concerning this Oregon football team. So I went and looked at the last team they played, Texas Tech. And this is my analysis and observation that I took away from watching Texas Tech play Oregon. Basically, Texas Tech won the game. It was Texas Tech who gave away the game by throwing an interception at the end of the game and allowing Oregon to win. Oregon hasn't played anybody this year except for Hawaii, and that's like playing a community college. And then they played Texas Tech, which is a reputable team. And basically they got beat by Texas Tech. So why is Oregon getting all of this hype? So what I observed when I looked at Texas Tech and Oregon play is concerning the offense. The quarterback is not some Heisman Trophy candidate. I don't see why they got Nix in the running for the Heisman Trophy. He's just an average quarterback to me. He can throw the ball. He's not a terrible quarterback, but he's not something exceptional that should be considered for the Heisman Trophy. He can throw the ball, and but that's, the quarterback from the opposing team on Texas Tech. That quarterback was just as good, and the Texas Tech passing threat was greater than Oregon's passing threat. So I do believe that from what I saw, Knicks do concerning the passing attack of Oregon, Colorado's going to have a field day. I predict that Colorado, particularly Deion Sanders' son, will have 2 interceptions and take both of them to the house. Based upon what I saw, Oregon throws a lot of short passes. They run some slants across the middle, and they run a lot of pass plays when they're throwing the ball to the receiver on the outside, which will allow Deion Sanders' son to react to that and make that interception the same way he did against Colorado State. They threw a lot of passes that Sanders' son was able to intercept and take to the house against Colorado State. So he should be looking forward to those passes out there in the flats. And I do believe that the other defensive backs will have a great dinner. They will eat very well against Oregon passing attack. I do believe that the defensive secondary of Colorado is superior to the passing attack that Oregon poses. I don't believe that the defensive secondary is going to be challenged by Oregon's passing attack. So that is the analysis of the passing game. Colorado wins, I do believe. Now, as far as the running game, that's Colorado's strength. The running backs for Colorado are very, very good. They're fast and they are very hard running backs. You're not going to tackle them by arm tackling them. You can't be successful in your defense if you're going to try and arm tackle these running backs from Oregon. You're going to have to not only hit them, but you're going to have to embrace them. When they taught us when we were playing, it doesn't do any good for you just hit the running back and try and kill him, although that's what you want to try and do. When you hit the man, you have to wrap him up. You got to put both arms around him and hug him and take him down to the ground. You just can't hit him and hope he falls. No, you got to hit him and wrap him up. And you cannot be over pursuing the quarterback or these running backs or receivers. You got to get there very quickly and break down before you pass the opponent. I've seen Colorado players, defensive players, they get in the backfield, they're the first one to get there. But what good is getting there if you don't make the tackle? They overrun the opponent. They run past the opponent. They get there so quick, they run past the opponent. Break down, man. Get there quickly, break down, and make the tackle. Stop being so hyped. Get there quick. But it does no good for you to get there, be the first one to get there, and miss the tackle because you didn't ran past the doggone opponent, the running back. So what is going to be a challenge to Colorado is the running game of Oregon. That is the only offensive to Colorado, the running game. Because I do believe the secondary is going to have a on Oregon. It is the running game. Them running backs are fast. And when you hit them, they ain't giving up. As I observed them in the Texas Tech game, them boys were running. They were putting it to them. They from Florida. So The challenge is going to be for the defensive line and the linebackers to step up and play the way they're supposed to play. They're going to have a mindset change. You can do anything. No matter how big and fast the opponent is, if you got your mind right. If you believe that you are the king on the field, then you need to act like it. I don't care if the man is 100 pounds more than you. If your mind is right, your game is going to be tight. You can blow up a big man by popping them upside the head with wild abandonment every single time. And they're going to respect you after that. You're going to have to play like there is no more tomorrow. Every play has to be 110% punishment. You got to punish these people from the beginning. Y'all ain't gonna be able to jab around and hold back. You got to come at it. You got to come at it. All right? That's my analysis. I do believe that it's going to be a high-scoring game because based on Colorado's defensive line and linebackers, unless they have a significant and profound change in the way they tackle and handle their opponents, them running backs for Oregon is going to have a field day. They're going to be able to score basically at will. However, because of the strength of Colorado's offense and the power of Colorado's offense, led by Deion Sanders' son, the offense of Colorado is going to be the savior of the day. Colorado offense is going to be able to score at will based on what I saw Oregon's defensive secondary. Texas Tech quarterback was able to pick apart Oregon's secondary, which means that Sanders is going to have a picnic. He's going to eat very well because if Texas Tech quarterback can do what he did against Oregon, Sanders is going to absolutely destroy and score at will. I do believe the offensive line can and will protect Sanders because they protected Sanders against a more formidable opponent in Colorado State and Nebraska and TCU. So why would you think that they will not be able to protect Sanders against Oregon? Oregon got some big boys though. But Sanders is not your average quarterback. I think he's going to have an exceptional day, some records. And this is based on what Texas Tech quarterback was able to do to the secondary of Oregon. Yes, I do believe that Colorado will score at will. And the game will be determined by the ability of Colorado's offense to score every time they get the ball. And this is going to be important because based on what I've seen the defense do, Oregon is going to be able to score at will. But all the defense got to do is step up and prevent Oregon from scoring about 3 times, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And all of those 3 opportunities that they failed to score, Colorado gets the ball and they score 3 times. So now we got 21 points advantage. And get tired or whatever, and Oregon starts scoring. We didn't set a uh, uh, we didn't set a safety valve lead. But that's my analysis. I do believe it'll be a high scoring game. Sanders is going to have a field day. And the receivers are going to eat very well. And the secondary of Colorado, I do believe, will have a great time. As I said, Sanders' son will probably get 2 picks and take him to the house. I do believe he will get 2 picks. And some other receivers, some other defensive backs will also get some interceptions. So there it is. The key in this game is for the defensive line and the linebackers to step up. The defensive backs, I do believe, will perform superiorly, as they have always. And that is the key to the game. The defensive line and the linebackers stopping the running game. The running game is all that Oregon has. Yes, their quarterback is not some exceptional Heisman candidate as they have proclaimed. This is my observation. The only Heisman candidate on the field will be Deion Sanders' son. And we'll see. All right, that's my prediction. Let's wait until the game happens. Because all the talk is just talk. Now we got to walk the walk as we talk the talk. I'll talk to y'all later after the game. Until then, go Buffs. Yeah, I wasn't no Buff fan. I played for Iowa State in the Big Eight. Colorado was in our conference. We played them as a conference game every year. But they're my only football team that I'm a fan of. I don't watch no professional or college. I'm only interested in Colorado, like everybody else, because Deion Sanders is doing his thing. Yes. And he's showing out the way that only a black coach can show out. Bringing the culture. Yeah, we seeing a new thing in college football. We're seeing a black man being allowed to be a black man. We're seeing a black coach bring a black coaching staff along with white coaching staff, but they are participating in college football in the context of a African American culture. Yeah, we got the music, we got the food, we got the swag that we see at HBCUs. And this is the reason for the popularity of Colorado. The swag, the culture, in addition to the winning. Yeah. Let's go Buffs. I'll talk to y'all later.